Welcome. This is a portion of a 2-hour conversation that took place in June of 2019 after the NRA national meetings. A conversation about NRA with Mac from Military Arms Channel, Jeff Knox from Firearms Coalition, Rob Pincus from I.C.E. and 2AO, Shawn from We Like Shooting, and Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Together, we talked about the current state of the NRA, where it's going, and what we can do. Links to each of the participants and the full 2-hour conversation are available below.
And something else on what we can do right now. All of these board of directors live in your home states. There are directors from everywhere. Charles Cotton is in Texas. Carolyn Meadows is in Georgia. Carol Frampton is in South Carolina. Reach out to them and your local director and hammer them. Pick a couple of directors and hammer them for why are you allowing Wayne LaPierre to be the NRA? Why are you protecting Wayne LaPierre instead of protecting the NRA? It's two different things. Why are you doing this? And of course, we've also got a board member coming up a board meeting coming up in September in Alaska. So anybody who's in Alaska and can be in Anchorage that weekend, be there. They're going to close the meeting, but be there. Have some paper that says, why are you doing this? Why aren't you standing up for NRA? A lot of them are affiliated with other organizations. You can hit them from there. Todd Rathner here in Arizona is affiliated with Knife Rights and affiliated with what is the NFA group that he's affiliated with. Let him know that you're not happy. Reach out to him through his affiliations. Reach out to Ronnie Barrett through Barrett. Reach out to Bob Nosler through Nosler. Let them know that you're paying attention. Let them know that you're unhappy that they're defending Wayne LaPierre instead of defending the NRA.
Yeah, agreed. Julie Golob, go through Smith & Wesson. Reach out to her. These younger and newer board of directors, Anthony Calandra, ran on this opposition tough guy ticket, but he got silent really fast when he got the endorsement from Wayne LaPierre for that 76 seat. So Gun for Hire, hit them. Hit Dwayne Liptak through Magpul.
Right.
These other people who are engaged in the industry, some of whom are getting paid by NRA TV, right? In the case of Julie, through ACMAC. So hit them hard, ask them, make them answer the tough questions, because if they're going to be board of directors members, they owe you these answers. They can't just sidestep and say, well, I'm in it for the good stuff, not for the bad stuff.
Jeff actually said it so well. Pick directors and hammer them. I have actually been doing this a lot. And one of the things I ask them is, do you support LaPierre and the current leadership of the NRA? And do you think that they've made mistakes? And are you willing to talk about them? And this is important, guys. Be respectful. I see a lot of people out there being jackasses. And you shut people down immediately, right? So try to be respectful.
Do we know I'm not sure if there is. Is there somebody specific in Mass that's a director up here in the People's Republic? Because I can definitely take care of a friendly assault on that end.
No, I don't think we have anybody in Massachusetts.
Shocker.
From Massachusetts, yeah. There's a couple from Pennsylvania. There's a couple from New Jersey. There are a couple from New York. And there used to be one from Rhode Island, but I don't think we've got anybody from Rhode Island anymore. Don't think we've got anybody from Delaware or nobody from Maryland anymore. I'm just running through them in my head, and I could be mistaken, but
Jeff, there's another thing here
in your neighborhood. That's it.
Yeah, sorry. Another thing that's very difficult is to find a very specific list of the NRA board of directors.
The list itself is in the magazine. Look in the official journal. It lists the board of directors in the magazine. I think every issue. Let me see if I can pull one up real quick.
We were having a chat, just a live chat. I don't think it was a scheduled one or anything. And we found like an anti-site that was listed all of the board of directors and then gave different stats on them. It was really crude. It was like 90s HTML, so it's kind of hard to deal with. But that got us thinking: is there? I mean, there's only 70 something of them, right? This thing literally listed all of them throughout time, and but so it was a big list. So it was keeping track of them after they're retired and stuff, and it was like things that they'd said and whatnot. But isn't there some way that we could put a database someplace, a Google Doc, and start tracking important stuff so we're not all having to research this stuff?
Yeah. Awesome. We can all work together.
Yeah, and I can post a lot of that stuff. I've avoided it to not be that guy. They already hate me enough, but at this point they hate me so much that it doesn't matter. I believe that Adam had a listing of them and showed how many meetings that they had attended over the last couple of years on his website. But yeah, here in the back, and the magazine that I grabbed happened to be the election issue, so I can't be sure that it's in all of them. But here in the back of the magazine, in the inside NRA section of the official journal, there is an NRA board of directors list, and it just lists them by name and their state, and it's in alphabetical order by last name. But all of that, we can put that out there. Something else that's worth noting is that AmmoLand has said that they will publish your letters to the editor, open letters to the board of directors. They will publish those as on ammoland.com. So if you want to write to the board of directors, well, send a copy of it to AmmoLand. You can write to them via email. So it's nrabod@nrahq.org. What that does is they post that on a secret website that's only for NRA board of directors, but nobody knows who sees that. The directors, some of them don't pay any attention to that, and so you don't know that they've seen it. They almost never respond, at least in my experience. But that's one way to do it. You can also write to individual directors by writing them and addressing it to NRA headquarters on Waples Mill Road, and that should be forwarded to them, but who knows, maybe they just will scan it and post it on the website. Don't know. But it's ways that you can try.
Yeah, I can tell you specifically that the ones that are addressed to specific board members, they are sent in their original form to said board members. I'm 100% sure of that. The ones that are sent to just NRA BOD, not sure what happens with that. My guess is it falls in a black hole, but at least the other ones that are specifically addressed to a board member are given to said board members. And I will also say that there's been maybe 2 board members that have spoken publicly saying that, look, we recognize there's a problem. Alan West and Timothy Knight are the 2 names that come to my mind. And I'll also say this: I'm sure we all know that that NRA people, Tim alluded to it, they're watching the content that's put out there. They're seeing the things. And I will say, if any other board members actually see this and hear my voice here, if you haven't spoken up, if you think that everything is good to go and that Wayne is doing a fantastic job and the changes don't need to be made and that everyone's out to get the NRA, you should be ashamed of your damn selves. You need to get out there. You are there for a reason. And if you're afraid of losing that position, I often go back to anyone who wants to be a politician shouldn't be allowed to run. It should be a matter of service and duty. And I kind of feel that way about the NRA board of directors as well. If you're afraid that you're going to lose what you have because you're there, then maybe what you have is not worth fighting for. So I think they need to get out there and speak out. Jeff, maybe you could speak to that. And Jeff also alluded to the list of board members and their attendance. That's adamkraut.com. That's kraut.com/attendance. That'll show you. I don't believe it's up to date with the newest board members that were added, but it does show attendance for like the last few years. And it's very surprising. There's a lot of people who are on the board just for personal enrichment, in my opinion, and don't really care about it. Ted Nugent and Marion Hammer.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm pulling it up right now. It's a good list. Spot on.
Oh, no worries.
And actually, Uncle Ted went to Indianapolis. He wasn't going to go, as he's not gone to many recent meetings, and actually flew up there with the intention of trying to help get Wayne out. So, you know, props to him, at least for that much.
Oh, really? So he did go and he was willing to, but wasn't able because he's just one guy, or
He did at least one interview where he expressed publicly that he thought that Wayne needed to resign and be out of there, and that the NRA needed to clean house, and that's why he was there.
I did talk to him myself on the floor, and he did say almost the exact same thing.
Yeah, I agree. But again, it's really just reaching out to them and kind of gauging them. And I asked the specific question: do you think that Wayne LaPierre is doing a great job? Do you think that he's made mistakes? Do you think that he should continue to lead the NRA? I think those are reasonable questions. I have those questions. I say them respectfully, and I've been met with derision and insults, especially by Willis Lee and his ilk.
This is a portion of a 2-hour conversation that took place in June of 2019 after the NRA national meetings. A conversation about NRA with Mac from Military Arms Channel, Jeff Knox from Firearms Coalition, Rob Pincus from I.C.E. and 2AO, Shawn from We Like Shooting, and Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Together, we talked about the current state of the NRA, where it's going, and what we can do. Links to each of the participants and the full 2-hour conversation are available below.